Hello guys, welcome to this Python code along tutorial. My name is Emmanuel. This video is brought to you by Ednite Technologies. If this video is useful to you, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell and give us a thumbs up. We will create a Python calculator using tkinter. Tkinter is a Python built-in model that is used for creating simple graphic user interface like the one you have in front of you. We will recreate this calculator. It's a simple calculator for subtraction, addition, multiplication and division. We will recreate the layout as well as the functionality. I'll be dropping useful comments and tips as we code. If you have any question or you do not understand anything, please feel free to drop your question in the comment section below. I also added the link to the source code in the description. Feel free to download it if you want it. Let's dive right in. Once again, welcome to Ednite. Let's import the model into the project. As I said earlier, tkinter is a Python built-in model. So we do not need to install it. It comes with Python by default. We need to initialize the model. This will create a window. We also need to run a main loop. Let's save that and run it. Our tkinter app is already running. We need to set a dimension or a width to the window. Let's try 300 by 270. Let's run it. I think that is perfect. We have 300 on the Y and 270 on the X. So we need to change the title. By default, the title is TK, but you can change it to whatever you want. I'm going to use Ednite Technology for this project. You can change it to whatever you want. Maybe my calculator, etc. Just get creative with it. So for every calculator, we need to have a display area where we can display the input and the output of the calculator. So for this calculator, we are going to do this using a text area. I will save it with a variable called display area. You should take a height of 2, a width of 16. For now, let's just try 16. It takes a font and a font size. I'm missing a comma here. Let me just add the comma. I'm also missing an equals to here. So let's position the display area. Grid is going to take a column span of 5. So I'm getting an error. Okay. I misspelled my font. Let's correct that. Font now is correct. Let's run it. You can see we have the display area. So well, I would like you to take the full width, so let's kind of increase it to 17. Okay, that is working. That is good. 17 is good. So we need to create a function that we add the input to the display area, or that will display whatever input is given to the calculator in the display area. Just like a normal calculator, when you click on the button 0, it displays 0 on the screen. So this function is going to add whatever is passed into the calculator to the display area. We will name this function add to display. This function will take a parameter. This parameter can be a symbol or a number. We will pass the function for now. We will get back to it later. For now, we need to create the buttons which will be used for input, that will collect the input from the user. We're going to save this button with button 9. We're going to have a lot of buttons, so it's good to make your variables understandable. This button is going to take a command. It's going to call the add to display function whenever it's clicked. We are going to use the lambda method to ensure that the function is only called when the button is clicked. Misspelled that. We are going to pass in the argument of 9 as a character parameter. So we need to give a width. I'm giving it a width of 5. A font. As well as the font size. Let's position the button. It should take the second row because the first row is already occupied by the display area, and take the first column. Let's save that and run it. We are getting an error. I think I missed a comma somewhere, so let's find that. So little syntax error. So I think I found it. Let's correct that comma. So let's save and continue. Still getting another error. I think I missed another comma. So yes, I found it. Please make sure to cross-check your code so not to run into errors like this. So let's save that and run it. We have it. So we have our button. So we are going to duplicate this for every button. So we'll have like 6 columns, rather 6 rows, and each of the rows is going to have 4 columns, 3 of which is going to be numbers, 1 will be a symbol. So just like this one, I have from 9 to 7, then I have the addition button. So we need to change the text to make sure that it displays the text. Also change the argument we are passing to the add to display function. Please make sure to change the columns and the position so the buttons will not lap, because if 2 buttons or 2 elements are on the same position, they will lap on each other. So make sure to change the row and the column for each button. So as I said, we'll have up to 6 rows. So we should use commenting so we can arrange our code better. Let's cut that. Let's paste it. Let's copy that. Paste. So correct that to 3 because we are now on the 3rd row. So change that to 3. Remember to change the row and the column. So you get the idea. We are just counting down from 9 to 0. Each row takes 4 buttons. 3 of them are numbers, while 1 of them is a symbol. This symbol is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So you get the idea. I would like you to pause the video and try to complete the process on your own. I will just fast forward the video to the 4th row or the 5th row. So that is kind of complete. We have that from the 1st row to the 4th row. Now we are in the 5th row. In case you are having any trouble, make sure that the position are correct. So this is the 5th row. I think you should take 3 buttons. No, we should take 4. The multiplication, the decimal point, 0, and the clear button. So that is 4 buttons. So multiplication button, the decimal point. I think I want the 0 to come before the decimal point. So let me just copy this line, cut it, paste it here, change this to 3, change this to 2, let's change that to 0, 0, 0, 0. Let's run that. You need to change the last one to the clear button. This button is supposed to clear whatever is on the display area. Oh, this button is not supposed to call the add to display function. Rather, it's supposed to call a different function to clear the display. We don't want it to add anything to display. We want it to clear the display. It's not going to take any parameter. So let's declare that function. Clear display. This function is going to clear whatever is on the display area. So we need to copy this one last time for the equals to. So this sixth row rather is going to take only one button, which is the equation button or the equals to button. So remember to change the row. This should take a column span of 5 because I want you to take the full width, a width of 17. So I also want to change the function that it's calling. It's not supposed to call the add to display. Rather, it's supposed to call a different function that will calculate whatever is in the display. Let's save that and run it. I think it's kind of too small, so let's kind of increase the width. Let's make that 20. Let's save that and run it. I think still not perfect, but I'm noticing something. Our division button is not showing. Yes, the division button. Let me just check that again. Yes, the division button. Why is that so? I think I positioned it right. Row 4, column 4. Yes, that's correct. So why isn't it showing? Why can't I see it? Let's run the program again. Still same. So I'm guessing I mistake one of the positions. Yes, I found it. We didn't change the position for the clear button. As I said, we need to make sure that each of the positions are different so the buttons will not lap. They will not lap on each other or something like that. So let's go to the functionality. So for this calculator, we will need a variable. This variable is going to save whatever is inputted into the calculator. Let's call this variable equation. Well, I think that is better. So we set it to an empty string for now. So let's work on the add to display. I want to access the equation variable from this function, so I'll make it an global variable, and then I want the function to increment whatever parameter or argument is passed to it to the equation variable. Now I want it to insert the new value of the equation variable to the display area. So first I clear the display area, like I delete whatever is on the display area to make sure that the display area is clear. So we are getting an error. That is because of the display area is a text field or a text area, so it's only going to take a string, not an integer. So I need to convert whatever value is passed into this function to a string, just as I did here. So we move to the clear display. The clear display is quite easy. You just need to clear whatever is on display and set the equation variable to nothing. You need to delete whatever is on display. So let's get the equation variable, make it a global variable, and set it to nothing. Let's save that and run it. It works perfectly. Next up, the calculate function. The calculate function is supposed to calculate whatever the value of the equation variable is. So we'll do that using the eval function, or rather eval method. So we'll save this with a variable result. This eval converts the value of the equation variable to a mathematical equation and gives us an answer. So I need to insert whatever the value of the result is to the display area. So before inserting it, I need to make the value of the equation variable to be equal to an empty string, and also convert the value of the result variable to a string too, so I can insert it to the display area. So that is working perfectly correct. So let's try something. Just as I thought, our calculator cannot handle any error, so we need to code it in. We need our calculator to be able to, when a user enters an invalid syntax, to throw back an error rather than just stop the program entirely. So we are going to do this with a try except statement. We are going to try, but in case of any exception or any error, we need our calculator to throw back error to the screen, so the user would know that maybe the numbers you entered are wrong or the equation is wrong. So that is working perfectly. You have it. This is a simple calculator for addition, division, subtraction and multiplication. So please, if you found this video interesting, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Turn on the notification bell so you can get updates for more content. Thank you for watching. See you next time.